Hi everyone, welcome back to the London Premier League show. Um, Premier League action is normal, up and running again. We finished the World Cup now. That's all done and dusted. Transfer window is done. We'll start off with your thoughts on the transfer window as a whole and your club's respective transfer window. I'll start with James.
Well, you can start with me because it's pretty short for West Ham. We offloaded and we brought in Danny Ings, who got injured after 10 minutes. We got rid of a young, promising youngster from the academy who's been at the academy since 9 years old to Newcastle for 3 million. Harrison Asprey, or whatever his name was. I don't think, did we sign anyone else? I can't think. There was another one. Did we?
Who did
But,
Ings get injured against? I haven't.
well, he came off the bench the day after we signed him when we
Oh,
played Everton, and he got
oh,
injured. So he's out for a few weeks. So it was a bit of a, poor start for him. Yeah, we've just been poor, but that's how it is. You look at any team really down the bottom, who's made the great signings, like Forest just keep signing players left, right, and centre. Everton don't think it made any signings, a bit depressing, really, the transfer window, to be honest with you. From a West Ham point of view, I wanted more. I think we needed more, but it just didn't work out for us. I think it's crazy. You go from West Ham and then you talk about your team, see, on Chelsea spending just untold amounts of money, which is good for them. But there needs to be a ruling on that, surely, the amount of money they're spending. But there we go. But yeah, pretty poor West Ham transfer window.
okay. I'll go next. I mean, listen, they always say like if you start the season off very well, you don't have to go and buy loads of players in January. So, Todd Bowley, whether all these players are not our Potters, I'm skeptical about that. I don't know if Potter wanted all these players we get, or if Bowley's the one that just calls the shots and whoever he wants, that's who we get. But I think we bought in, I think it's 7 players. I think in January, like basically bought more than half a team. And then add that to the summer as well. Probably bought about 12, 13 players. 600 million, I think, is what we spent. Where the money's coming from, God knows. I don't know how I don't know how that's not breaching FFP. I'm sure we'll probably be investigated for it. Probably, I could easily see another transfer ban come in. But like in terms of some of the players we bought, I don't know all of them in terms of before this January. No, maybe a couple of them, 3, 4. Obviously, in Nkunku, we know, seen him play in the Champions League. But I'll be honest, like Mudryk, players like that, I've not watched them before pre-Chelsea. Badiashile at Monaco, watched a bit of him in Ligue 1. But for Fofana, who else did we buy? Madueke. We bought is it Gusto from Lyon? Right back. Most of these players, I'll be honest, I've not watched them too like closely until we've signed them now, which I'll obviously pay close attention to. But yeah, it doesn't detract from what's still been a poor season. And yeah, I mean, if we don't get top 4, I don't know, like surely we're gonna be making financial loss this season. So we'll see how that goes in terms of the summer. But I mean, the club, they probably, we can't, I can't fault their efforts in January, but in terms of the summer preparation for the season, that's still where like the blame lies for me, because January, it's too late. Not too late to still, like, you can still push for like the European spots and that and stuff like that. But in terms of what you aim for at the start of the season, that's long gone now. So it's more for next season. This January is, I look at it for preparing for next season. Resentment United.
Yeah, same as most clubs, to be honest. It's been pretty quiet. I think bringing workhorse was important for us, especially since we don't really have any attacking options. He's been decent. He's looking promising. Hit the post in the semi-final game the other day and scored um, in his home game, I believe. So it's looking good. A big tool player as well, someone we can, ping crosses to in the box. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can produce, even if it is a loan move. It's just someone we need for the end of the season, and then we can take it on from the summer transfer window. So that was a last minute one. I don't think it was a panic buy. People are saying it's a panic buy. I don't believe that, because we also had the chance to sign Saul Niguez, but we turned him down. So clearly Ten Hag knew who he wanted or what kind of caliber of player he wanted, and he took it. Obviously, if you've not watched Sabitzer before, I really do like him. Now I like him, but when he used to be playing for Leipzig and knocked us out in the Champions League, I wasn't really my greatest fan, but he's a great quality player, and can't wait to see what kind of depth and talent he brings to the squad. Apart from that, there's not been many activities within Man United.
Yeah, I agree with you in terms of like the Sabitzer. I like Sabitzer. Even when he was at Leipzig before, a quality player. So yeah, definitely agree. Not like a panic move or anything like that. And I know the viewers, they probably want me to definitely talk about Enzo. For Enzo Fernandez, listen, like he's a good player, obviously. But come on, we all know he's not worth 100 million. Like I'd rather buy two midfielders. I tell Razan this. I'd rather buy two midfielders for 40 million each, and you sort of build a team. Is Enzo Fernandez one player going to come and transform us? Remains to be seen. But yeah, I know I said I'll get that in because I know the viewers will be like, oh, you can't go to the show without mentioning him on deadline day. Now, moving into sort of mid-season review slash predictions for the second half of the season. I think we all predicted Liverpool to win the league. It's safe to say that's probably not going to happen now. So just briefly, we'll talk about the top four. Like, what do you think is going to happen with the top four Europa League and relegation, bearing in mind where we are in the season now, in the current situation. So we'll start off with champions. Who do both of you think will win the league this season? Arsenal or Man City is basically one of them, isn't it?
Arsenal. I think I said it before the Man United game. I think it's going to take a lot to overtake Arsenal. Man City haven't been really great in the form of, and haven't been seeing them perform as well. They need to start picking up some action. I mean, they let go of Cancelo. Might be a big miss. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, people Pepper Genius. Let's see how good he is. I think this month really helped Arsenal in terms of the string of fixtures. Us beating Man City, them beating us, beating Tottenham as well. I think they're 5 points clear as well with 2 games in hand. I don't see anything stopping Arsenal, to be honest. There's no real threats in the Prem. You know, you see Liverpool fell off this season, Chelsea fell off this season. The teams that were challenging for top 4, like West Ham and Leicester, are no longer challenging for that spot. Tottenham, you know, I don't see them challenging either. Conte's now going to have some surgery or something, so he's not even going to be on the pitch to support the team. So yeah, I don't really see anyone standing in Arsenal's way. If anything, it's more of a top 4 race than it is a title race this season.
James?
Can you hear me okay, yeah?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just, I'm just letting you know I can't see anything, or I can hear you, but I can't see anything. My screen's just completely gone down. But I think Man City will win the league, but I think Arsenal deserve it. But it'll all depend on them 2 games when they play each other. You know, it'd be interesting. I think Arsenal might nick it, but I think it would be closer than what people think, and it's whether Arsenal can maintain it really. So if you're asking me now, who do I think will win the league? I say Man City.
Yeah. To me, James, he hit the nail on the head. I was gonna say that is it February the 16th, I think, is the first game. If Arsenal win that, then I think it's over. But if I'm saying at this time of recording, I'm still gonna back Man City because they've done it before. They've done United 6 games to go. Fergie's team, I know it's obviously in the past, but they do have a record. Liverpool 3 years ago, I think they were 7 points behind in January, and they still come and claw it back. And that Liverpool team won the Champions League that season, got 97 points. So arguably better than this Arsenal team. So I know City obviously have changed from then, but yeah, I'm gonna go Man City. But if Arsenal win that game, is it 2 weeks' time or something like that? I think it's the first game's at the Emirates. If they win that, then 8 points clear and a game in hand. I think I don't see Man City coming back from that. That'll be too much. The rest of the top 4, I'll go first. Obviously Arsenal, Man City, we've discussed. Whoever doesn't win the league, the other will come second. In third, I'm gonna go. Man United, Newcastle. I'll go United. No. I'm gonna go Newcastle because I think Man United, when it comes to the cup competitions at the end of the season, if they're still in it, like playing every 2-3 days in April, May, something's got to give. And if you get to your cup semi-final, they're gonna want to throw that away. I don't know. I'm gonna go Newcastle for third and United fourth, purely because of the cups Man United are still in. But if it wasn't for that, then I would have probably gone United. Resentment.
Yeah, I think Jericho what Cian said, I really want third just to push for it, but I think the fact that we've just made the Carabao Cup final, we're still in both competitions. If we do go far in those competitions, we are going to have to trade off the Prem, and our squad isn't that heavily rotated. Ten Hag is for some reason refusing to rotate the players as well. Still playing starting 11 players on the weekends and on the cup games. So players will be tired, and there's going to be teams in the bottom half that want to fight for more due to relegation and whatnot. Europa League, we've still got to play the round of 32 against Barca, and if we make it through, we still got 3 extra games due to having the second legs and then having to go travel in Europe. Yes, I think it'll be tight. It'll be tight. I think I do see Newcastle slipping off somewhat, but not enough to drop below United. So I think Newcastle third, Man United fourth.
James?
Well, I've gone slightly different, lads. City or Arsenal, as we said. Man United third. Liverpool fourth.
Okay.
I'm still maintaining Newcastle will possibly win the League Cup and then they'll drift off. I don't think they've got the strength in depth. I don't think they've got the strength in depth to continue to finish in the top 4. I'd like them to. But you've got to remember that they're playing a certain brand of football in the Premier League where teams are going to be a little bit more risk-taking against them because they want to play 0-0 for the 80th minute and then just nick a winner at the end. You ain't going to be able to do that for the rest of the season, I don't think. So I think Liverpool will still put on a run, despite everything.
And sticking with you, James, Europa League, 5th and 6th.
Newcastle will be 5th or 6th. And then I don't think the likes of Brighton or Fulham can maintain it. I'd say it would probably be between Tottenham and Chelsea. Tottenham maybe just ahead of Chelsea. I don't know, but possibly Chelsea ahead of Tottenham. I don't know. One of them. Let's go Chelsea.
Okay, I'll go Liverpool 5th and Spurs 6th. No, Xanthan.
Yeah, I think Liverpool will definitely get top 6 minimum. 6th place though, I think it is definitely going to be between a fight between Spurs and Chelsea. Spurs ain't exactly the greatest team on paper, but they are somehow clawing some results against the bottom half and even some of the top half teams. So I think they'll probably get 6th, if not 7th.
And sticking with you, Xanthan, relegation, bottom 3.
I think as it stands right now, so Everton, Wolves, and Southampton.
James?
The bottom 3?
Yep.
In no particular order. Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
It's tight, it's hard.
It's very tight.
Because you've got Sean Dyche now at Everton. That's a major thing. Let me just have a quick look at the table while I'm here. Right, okay. Right, so Forest, I think. Bournemouth. Yeah, Forest, Bournemouth, Southampton.
Forest, Bournemouth, Southampton. Looking at the table now. Everton. Nah, I don't know. Everton. Southampton, Wolves, and I don't know. No. Actually, no. Yeah. Wolves, Bournemouth, Southampton. That's my bottom 3. Right now, the next part of the show now, being the middle of the season, we'll do sort of a mid-season combined Premier League 11. You can pick whatever formation you want, or what we can do, we can go from goalkeeper and work our way up and like if we all choose, like, let's say one different player, we can try and agree on one person basically, which will be our sort of joint combined 11 between the three of us. We'll start in goal. Standout candidate for keeper of the season so far. Anyone can go first.
Okay. Well, you got to go. I think if you're looking now, I think you'll go Pope, Newcastle. You could consider the Brentford goalkeeper. He's done well, but I think Pope. I know the Arsenal keeper's done right, Ramsdale, but Nick Pope, I think, for me.
Yeah, Nick Pope was easy. He's my keeper as well in terms of it. Razan for you?
Yeah, Nick Pope leading the clean sheets as well.
Tom Heaton.
Right. Right back. I'll go first, and for me, it's Ben White. I think he's been steady throughout the whole season, and yeah, he's my shout for right back. He's been 7 out of 10 every game, sometimes more, and yeah. And what surprised me in terms of him is like going forward as well. Defensively, I always knew he's more than capable, but it's the overlapping supporting Saka, which he's done throughout the season as well. He's going to be my right back. Who wants to go?
I'm going to go for Trippier.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to work out which side Trippier plays on. It's a tough one. Trippier or White. Can you not have both? Trippier plays the other side. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. There would be my two, so I'm happy with either one, really.
Okay. Centre backs?
See, again, like, I don't know if it's because Newcastle are in my brain at the moment, but
No, I've got Newcastle centre backs in mind as well. Botman's in mind.
Like is it a Dunn bloke who they signed from Brighton?
Oh, yours. Dan Burn is yours.
Dan Burn, yeah. I think he's played well.
Mm-hmm.
But then who's the short guy at Man United?
Sandro Martinez.
Yeah, done well.
Razan for you?
I've gone for Martinez, Stones, and Gabriel. So three.
You're playing a back three. Okay.
Not back three, but I didn't really have a left. There's not been a standout left back for me, in my opinion.
Okay, so I've got a left back in mind. My centre backs, I've gone Botman and Varane. That's been my centre back partnership.
Who? Sorry.
Varane, United's Varane, and Botman at Newcastle.
Yeah.
Left back, I've gone Zinchenko for me this season. I think he's been outstanding, drifting into midfield. Defensively, yes, sometimes can be a bit susceptible, but I think he's been class throughout the whole season, to be honest. So yeah, I've gone Zinchenko for me.
I ain't got a left back.
No?
I'm just thinking right now about this. I forgot we were doing this, to be honest, but I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But if there's no one that stands out in that position, then I can't really think of anyone, really. You know?
Okay. Into midfield. Razan for you want to go first?
For Casemiro and Xhaka for DMs.
I've got Casemiro and Partey. Partey my box to box, Casemiro my DM. James?
I can't argue much about that, really, to be fair. I could you could look at like someone like Declan Rice who's carrying West Ham. Yeah, come back to me on that because I'm thinking of other positions now at the moment.
All right. Right mid, right wing.
Saka.
Yeah. Exactly. Agree with.
Left wing for me is Mitoma. He's very unlucky to miss out here, but I can't take it away from Rashford. Rashford's in my team.
Well, this is it. It's how you play. It's what formation you play, isn't it?
Yeah, at my team, I did mine 4-2.
For me, you got to get Haaland in there. You got to get Rashford in there. You know what I mean? So it's like how do you?
My front four. Yeah. Sorry. What were you saying?
So go on. You go.
I've got Saka right, Rashford left, Odegaard for me player of the season so far, and Haaland as my striker. That's the rest of my team.
Yeah, same as top four. Saka on the right, Rashford on the left, Odegaard just behind Haaland.
Odegaard.
Because then I like that, but you got a couple of other players who are like in other teams who are like basically carrying them. You
Mitoma,
know,
man, he's unbelievable. That at Brighton,
I think there should be a shout for Kane as well.
Kane, yep. And I mean, obviously, because of Haaland's exploits, people forgetting. I think Kane's got 16 Premier League goals. I think in any other season, everyone will be talking about Kane, but because Haaland's so far ahead and he's gonna walk the Golden Boot, yeah, no one was talking about Kane too much. But yeah, Kane as well. Tony
Tony at Brentford. You got people like the lad Johnson at Forest, Gibbs White at Forest. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're good players.
Yep.
Carrying their team.
Okay.
But, no,
All right. We're gonna go now into the preview of these weekend's games. Starting with tomorrow night, West London derby, Chelsea Fulham. I'm gonna go 3-1. 3-1 Chelsea. I'm gonna go. James.
if Chelsea win, they go above Fulham. They're 2 points behind Fulham at the moment. Is it at Chelsea
Yeah.
tomorrow night?
Yeah, tomorrow night, Friday.
Chelsea win comfortably. 3-0, 3-1.
Was that fun?
I think Chelsea will win it quite easily. I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0. Sticking with you, Man United Palace.
Oh, still recovering from the draw from our last visit, but I'm going to go for a 3-0. We've lost to Arsenal, drew against Palace. I think I expect to see some hunger, some fight coming into this game, and we've got some momentum with us as well. We're into the 5th round of the FA Cup, into the final of the Carabao Cup. Just got to take it forward with us.
James.
Man United win comfortably. 3 or 4-0.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0. 2-0 Man United. Back to you, James. Newcastle West Ham.
I've been saying to people today, would you take a point now if you're a West Ham fan? 100% you would take a point at Newcastle on a Saturday night, 5:30 kickoff. Newcastle, did they overdo it with the celebrations, having get to their first final in a number of years? Is there a chance for West Ham to continue their form? 2-2, draw.
Was that fun?
I'm going to go 1-1, but I do need West Ham to pull through for me tomorrow.
2-1 Newcastle. I'm gonna go. And the last game, the one that doesn't involve either of our teams, but probably the big one this weekend, Tottenham Man City. I'll start this one. Tottenham Man City. I'm gonna go 3-1 Man City. James.
Yeah, well, I've got to stick with Man City. If I said they're going to win the league, they've got to win all their games. So they've got to beat Tottenham. Is it at Tottenham?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Man City is still good away. I think it could be a time for City to show their dominance at sort of like their back. So I think possibly, although Kane might score, I like your scoreline, but I might go one more, 4-1.
Was that fun?
I'm going to go 2-2. I'm hoping that Spurs learn from their away game. They managed to score 2 goals away from home and in successive minutes. Just need to not bottle it after half time. I think hopefully the home crowd will push them, and Conte and the team, can learn a few things from that game and not learn to concede 4 in the second half.
Is Conte back for that? Is he back?
I don't think he will be.
No, I don't think he is.
Oh wow. All right. Anything
Yeah,
to
I've
add?
got a question. I've got a question for you both. Yeah, that I was asked this morning
Okay.
by someone. I was asked this question this morning. Can I quickly ask you two this same question, please?
Yep.
Right. Listen to this scenario. Yeah. Arsenal win the Premier League. Man City win the Champions League. Man United win 2 or possibly 3 of the cups. League Cup, FA Cup, Europa League, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
If that happens, who's had the better season? I thought
Arsenal.
it was a fantastic question.
Arsenal.
Pep wins the Champions League.
Yeah,
With Man City completes the set.
I'm gonna
Man
go.
United are back. They've won 2 or 3 cups in a
Mhm.
season.
Yeah, it's a great question.
It's a tough question.
I'm gonna go Arsenal. Arsenal
Why?
win the because with Man City, not that it's expected, but they've always been like the main or top 2, 3 contenders for about the last 5, 6 seasons, basically since Pep came. So it's like not that it's overdue, but it's like everyone did sort of think it was inevitable. But with Arsenal, I don't think anyone thought Arsenal, the rebuild with Arteta, it's only been 3 years. I don't think anyone thought it would have been so quick. Uh, um, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Arsenal, but United as well. I think even United winning the 3 cups, I'll probably, if I had to rank them, I would probably put United 3 cups second, and then the City third. But the Arsenal one, I don't think anyone would have thought Arsenal would have been this far clear at the top, and obviously they've not won it in so long. 19 years? So yeah, I'm gonna go Arsenal. Xanthan?
I'm gonna go for Arsenal in the league based on the fact that it's 38 games, it's across the span of a season, and you've got to play that with other games in the league. I think, like Theo mentioned, expectations. I think that's a huge role in this scenario because you got to remember they had back-to-back 8 finishes, finished 5th, and just missing out on top 4. Yes, we all thought Arsenal would compete for a top 4, but never thought there'll be gapping everyone in the title race. I think what was it 16 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss.
Yeah,
That's 50 points. They're on target to reach 100 points for the second half of the season and equal Man City's
They're on
record.
50 right now. Yeah, I
It's not
just
a
thought it
thing
was.
where they win the league by
Mm.
margins. It's by a lot, and there's no one to stop them. I know we're all hoping for Man City, but I just generally don't trust this Man City team right now. I think with Man City, it's a thing where we kind of have to expect it. It's almost a thing where Pep can't be, for me personally, that he can be considered one of the greatest managers, but it will always be in the back of his head that he never accomplished it at Man City. He's been there for an odd 7 years now. He's got to a final.
They could, like Man City, could come runners up in the Premier League, runners up in the FA Cup, and win the Champions League.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just thought it was a really interesting question.
What do you think though, James? What do you think?
For me, but then people know with me, when you look at them 3 teams, people know with me, I'm a massive fan of Pep. I just think it's the one thing missing, and he should have won it already. I just want him to win the Champions League. Is it big enough? Is it bigger than Arsenal winning the Premier League? Is it bigger than Man United winning 3 cups in a season? What it is, it tells you that Man United and Arsenal are back. Can they then do it again the next season? That's your question, isn't it? But they deserve it. It's just interesting, Man United win 3 cups, the League Cup, the FA Cup, Europa Cup.
Mhm.
Is he manager of the season? Or does
I think
Arsenal
he's manager of the season if he does it with top 4 comfortably.
But that's it's after good, but yeah. But you can imagine who asked me that question, gentlemen. He's a big Man United fan, Mr. Chan. But there we go.
Huh,
I'll
okay.
leave you with that thought because I know some of our listeners will know who that is. So
Okay. Well, on that note, thanks everyone for watching. Obviously, I've mentioned international duty now. We've finished with the World Cup, so it's domestic football, Champions League, Europe, pretty much for the rest of the season. I think probably one more international break in March. So yeah, it's pretty much domestic football from here on till the end of the season. So keep an eye out. We'll be back soon. And yeah, take care, everyone.